there's something important. You said a lot of important things, but one that stuck up to me was the amount of exposure to successful careers for our youth. That's a big opportunity because you could think you could be an engineer, but do you really know what it takes to be one? It's two big differences.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, it's cool. You know how to make that camera, yeah, but this is how it looks like. Real counseling, not talking about, oh yeah, you want to be an engineer, yeah, you take all these classes. They're just telling you the structure of classes you got to take. They're not showing you what it really looks like. What is the practical? And I think that's another big opportunity about our school system is expose them from early age what this really looks like. Like for example, I have a good friend that's a chemist, and he was saying like there's not a lot of people that become chemists. Math is the same thing. There's not a lot of people that go. Why? Because it requires a lot of discipline, and there are rules. And people have a hard time following rules. They want to create their own rules. But I love what you said. From an early age, if you're able to discover what you love, that doesn't mean that you can go to a trade school and love being a carpenter.
Yeah.
But you found that at an early age where you have the opportunity to enjoy revenues with your youth.
Yeah.
In your career.
Yeah.
And you're loving every moment about it.
And you're setting yourself up with skills that last forever.
Exactly.
You don't have to be a carpenter for the rest of your life, but you still have that in the reserves.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of the girls, they want to do like eyelashes and like microblading. Go ahead, all that. I'm so like, you have so much free time right now. Don't spend it on your phone. And if you are spending it on your phone, be watching something that is creating a skill in your mind. Like you're learning about something. You're just developing more knowledge on something, whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be the end all be all for the rest of your life. It's just develop more skills, get in touch with yourself so that when you graduate, you're not just a complete fish out of water. Or when you're mid-20s, you're like, wow, I am still not sure who I am or what I'm doing, and that's normal too. Like it's just, at the bottom line of all of this whole subject is just like, I feel for these kids, I do, because we're living in some times right now.
Also, you can easily identify it. Like that was going to be my next question, right? We have different generation of being students here.
Oh yeah, great students.
I want to hear your story.
Yeah, like I'm technically generation the millennials, and we used to be the generation everybody couldn't stand because that we were the babies and the brats and we were ruining everything, and we were always attached to our phones and our sidekicks, and we were the first ones with the iPhones, and we were the first ones to kind of stop playing hide and seek so that we could just watch TV.
Ooh.
We were the first ones to like join that technology era where we like became one with our devices. And so we were the first ones that people hated on, like the Generation X was looking at like, y'all don't even go to concerts, like you guys are boring. Well, imagine now, we're the ones that are working 3-4 jobs so that we could just keep a roof over our heads because we can't even afford to buy a house anymore. We're the ones that, that literally lived through every tragedy known to man that could possibly exist within the last like 15 years. Like we have
terrorist attacks.
Yeah, everything. We're the ones with like where we were the first ones to have school shooting mass school shootings, but also where we now have like these school shooting drills.
Yes.
That was like abnormal, like never before seen. Now with the generation after me, which I think is Generation Z or Y or whatever, they are that's totally normalized for them. So it's like we've got the shock era of like, oh, you're not going to be able to get a house. Sorry. Oh, you're not going to like. Whereas the generation after me and the kids that I'm teaching now, it's like that's just built into them. That trauma is like they were born into that trauma. We were born into like the tail end of things being pretty good, and then we got smacked with like, this is the reality. Hollywood is a pedo ring, and like, wake up to Illuminati and blah blah blah. We were watching all the documentaries like, for real? Conspiracies? Whereas like, whereas these kids are like, of course, obviously, I know that. We all know that. And can we do anything about it? No. Like, at least we thought we could do something about it. Whereas these kids are just like helpless.
That's a good point.
You know.
Very good point.
I have hope though. I have hope for these kids. I have hope with the internet. Like,